Good morning, everybody in YouTube. It's me, Delusion Dispeller, Dee Dee. And I want to talk a little bit about Brian Laundrie today. Some things that maybe you may or may not have thought about. Things that are on my mind about the whole thing. As you know, I'm into behavior analysis very largely. Pretty much of anybody I meet. And what I want to say that I've heard recently and through my own research on the case and the situation, something that everybody hasn't mentioned is the fact of the word charm. That is one thing that Brian Laundrie is very good at. Chris Watts was also very good at it. Brian Laundrie charmed those officers just by the head tilt to the side like, interesting, I'm fascinated in what you're saying. And just his demeanor and his seeming innocent behavior. I don't think he's innocent. Now, I know he is allegedly being looked at right now, as somebody that could have perpetrated violence on this poor girl. To me, I'm not an innocent till proven guilty person because I've been victimized too many times. So if I sense something in my spirit or my soul or whatever you want to call it, I've already labeled you as having done something. So to me, I'm just waiting for him to catch him and find out what I think I already know. So yes, charm. Charm is definitely a weapon of the narcissist to convince people of their innocence and the guilt of the other person. Like, I'm so sweet and innocent. I couldn't possibly be guilty of harming anybody. Just that attitude. Another thing is, people are talking about him being a potential narcissist, and they're like, well, a narcissist has an inflated sense of self-importance. And I've talked about this way back when in the Chris Watts situation. Chris Watts had definitely an inflated sense of self-importance, although he didn't portray that to the public, if you notice. He wasn't going around, he wasn't the one taking the pictures, he wasn't the one, holding the camera most of the time. He was the one in front of the camera and acting a lot of times like he really didn't want to be there. He was kind of just placating Shanann. In this case, with Mr. Laundrie, he's kind of equally a participant in being filmed, obviously. But what I want to put emphasis on is that narcissism isn't just a sense of inflated self-importance. The thing people miss about narcissism, and thankfully, Sam Vaknin talks about this, and that's where I first actually started thinking about it in this way, from my own narcissistic abuse by the narcissist, is that a narcissist has a fake, false persona that they present to the public. So what you're seeing is not what goes on in reality behind the scenes. But nobody's addressing that fact that Mr. Laundrie has two sides to himself. He's not just what you see on the camera. He is also who is behind closed doors with poor Gabby, which none of us saw because we weren't there. I wasn't there, you weren't there. We don't live with them. We didn't travel with them in that van, etc. So we didn't know. We only know what Brian wants us to see. Sorry, I'm getting my mail. So yeah, there's that sense of I'm not who you really see. But I don't know if the police failed to see that, but what I noticed in that whole pullover incident where they pulled the van over, they really put emphasis on painting Gabby. Yes, they were accepting that she was a victim, but subtly, they were kind of giving a lot of positive attention to Brian, like giggle, giggle, laugh, laugh. Oh, we're just a bunch of guys hanging out. We know how it is, nudge, nudge. Oh, that disturbed me. I know it disturbed a lot of people. It still disturbs me. I've watched that video over and over, and it bothers me every time I see it. It's very biased pro-male, as far as I'm concerned, and definitely pro-Brian, which makes me wonder if there's not some shady dealings going on with the whole case regarding people that have been already involved in it. So, anyway, that would just be speculation on my part. I'm not going to speculate. The sun is like right in my eyes. I apologize for squinting and not looking directly at the camera. So another thing is, they talked about tattoos, and one of the ladies that did some true crime evaluation. Talked about how Brian had a tattoo on his middle finger in some of the pictures, and in other pictures it was gone. I have a pen, like a marker pen, that you can draw your own tattoos. They look almost real. They really do. And the fact that his tattoo seemed to be like the same color as the pen of what I have, that black type of pen, and it was smudged in the other picture, makes me think he drew that on his finger. One thing I didn't know about Brian that I found out recently is he's an artist. He's a very good artist, very talented. So yeah, it was just, hi buddy. It was just kind of interesting to me that they were like, well, you know, you can know him by his tattoos and everything, but what's going on here? He doesn't have one. He probably doesn't have one because it wasn't real. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that would be really wise on his part if he doesn't want to get caught, especially if he had, you know, planned what he was about to do, allegedly about to do. I'm just saying, to have fake tattoos, because then he could, you know, keep them on, erase them, redo them, whatever he wants to do. I think that's pretty clever. I don't think that's a tactic used by anybody before, actually. Not to my knowledge in true crime. I've never heard of people using erasable tattoos, although they do change their identity, so it's highly possible. Anyway, what do I know? I don't study true crime, but this case caught my attention because of the body language more than anything. It's Chris Watts' body language all over again. So I have to say something because it just kind of jumps out at me. I don't have a lot to say about it. I've just been kind of looking over things. I know Dog the Bounty Hunter is on it now. And if anybody can sniff him out, Dog can. Whether you like Dog or you don't like Dog, the dude knows his business and he knows how to find people. He has been in some rough situations. He even lived in Mexico for a while, I guess. And I'm pretty sure he was jailed there for some reason for a while. So yeah, he knows the rough part of town. He knows how to deal with rough people. He's the best, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best to scope out the whole thing. John Walsh is another one, I guess, that's working on it. So yeah, I just want to say, I'm praying that this guy is found and he's dealt with in whatever manner needs to be done. I still think he did something. I know it's alleged at this point, just like Chris Watts' was alleged, and I was right about that. I have a feeling I'm right about this. If he didn't do it, he knows who did it. And I do think he's being hidden right now, maybe by his parents, maybe by friends, I don't know. But somebody's got him, and they're keeping him away from the law because they don't want him getting caught. And he's a narcissist, and he's charming, and he's got everybody that isn't aware of narcissism wrapped around his fingers. He's got his fans. They say narcissists don't necessarily have friends, but they always have fans and followers. So that's all I had to say about that. Thanks for taking my walk with me this morning, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Shalom.